Hi everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a special report about Cassidy Hutchinson's recent testimony at the J6 public hearing. I'm Charles Thomas and Coral Johnson reporting. Did Donald Trump knew that the crowd were armed to the teeth? Why Trump tried to wrestle with the Secret Service in the limo? When Donald Trump is mad, what does he do with his lunch? Did Mark Meadows and Rudy Giuliani ask for pardons? Did the Oath Keepers just implicated Donald Trump and what will be their legal defense? Did Trump really thinks Mike Pence deserves to be hung? Has the Supreme Court moved to the right? Legal analysis about Donald Trump's criminal intent.
The ex-White House aide Cassidy Hutchinson gave a dramatic, bird's-eye account of the inner workings of the Trump White House on January 6, 2021. She told the Select Committee investigating the attack of tantrums by the president amid a mob attack by his supporters on the Capitol. The J6 committee had a surprise hearing recent that featured Hutchinson as the sole witness. Hutchinson told the January 6 Select Committee that Trump was frustrated magnetometers were keeping his supporters away from the ellipse for his speech that preceded the Capitol riot. The Secret Service had set up magnetometers, often referred to as mags, on the ellipse to screen for weapons. Many rally attendees, however, had opted to watch Trump's remarks from the lawn near the Washington Monument rather than the ellipse so they would not have their weapons confiscated. Representative Liz Cheney, the vice chair of the committee, lamented.
Ms. Hutchinson said that angered Trump, who was particularly concerned with the crowd size at his speech, according to Hutchinson. The ex-aide testified that between 2 and 3 minutes before Trump took the stage for his speech, she overheard the president asking for the mags to be taken away because people with weapons were not here to hurt me. Trump wanted the place full and he was angry that we weren't letting people through the mags with weapons, what the Secret Service deemed as weapons, Hutchinson previously told the committee, but when we were in the off-stage announce tent, I overheard the president say something to the effect of, I don't f***ing care that they have weapons. They're not here to hurt me. Take the f***ing mags away. Let my people in. They can march to the Capitol from here. Let the people in. Take the f***ing mags away, she added.
According to Liz Cheney, the co-chair then noted that Trump, during his speech, told the crowd, "We're going to walk down to the Capitol. Let's reflect on that for a moment." President Trump was aware that a number of the individuals in the crowd had weapons and were wearing body armor. And here's what President Trump instructed the crowd to do, she said before playing the clip of Trump's speech. Donald Trump told the crowd that he would go with them to the Capitol to stop the steal. In other words, they were going to stop the certification of Joe Biden's win.
Hutchinson told the committee that Trump lunged at his security detail and tried to grab the steering wheel in a presidential vehicle when he was told he would not be going to the Capitol after his speech at the ellipse. Hutchinson said she learned of the incident from White House Deputy Chief of Staff Tony Ornato and Robert Engel, head of Trump's security detail, who was in the presidential vehicle, known as the Beast, during the incident. Ornato told Hutchinson that Trump became irate in the Beast when he learned that he was not going to the Capitol and had a very strong, a very angry response to that. According to the ex-aide's testimony, the president said something to the effect of, "I'm the f***ing president, take me up to the Capitol now," to which Engel responded, "Sir, we have to go back to the West Wing."
She also told the committee that Trump reached up towards the front of the vehicle to grab at the steering wheel. Mr. Engel grabbed his arm, said, "Sir, you need to take your hand off the steering wheel. We're going back to the West Wing. We're not going to the Capitol, Mr." Trump then used his free hand to lunge towards Bobby Engel. And when Mr. Ornato had recounted this story to me, he had motioned towards his clavicles, she added. Hutchinson confirmed that Engel was in the room when Ornato recounted what had happened.
Ms. Hutchinson testified that Trump, on a number of occasions, threw dishes at the wall in moments of frustration. She described what she saw. We know the then Attorney General William Barr said the Department of Justice did not find any evidence of voter fraud that would have changed the results of the 2020 presidential election. According to Hutchinson, she heard noise from down the hallway and poked her head outside to see what was going on. A valet told the aide that the president had wanted Meadows in the dining room. Once Meadows returned to the office, Hutchinson walked to the dining room.
We now know that whenever Trump gets mad he make a mess in the dining room of the White House. Cassidy Hutchinson said, quote, I noticed that the door was propped open and the valet was inside the dining room changing the tablecloth off of the dining room table. He motioned for me to come in and then pointed towards the front of the room near the fireplace mantel and the TV, where I first noticed there was ketchup dripping down the wall and there was a tattered porcelain plate on the floor, Hutchinson told the committee. The valet had articulated that the president was extremely angry at the Attorney General's AP interview and had thrown his lunch against the wall, which was causing him to have to clean up. So I grabbed a towel and started wiping the ketchup off of the wall to help the valet out, she told the committee, end quote.
When Hutchinson was asked by Liz Cheney if that incident was the only time she knew of Trump throwing dishes, Hutchinson said, it's not. There were several times throughout my tenure with the Chief of Staff that I was aware of him either throwing dishes or flipping the tablecloth to let all the contents of the table go onto the floor and likely break or go everywhere, she said.
According to Hutchinson, Meadows and former Trump personal lawyer Rudy Giuliani requested presidential pardons related to January 6. The ex-aide said Giuliani suggested he was interested in receiving a pardon, and that Meadows indicated he was interested in receiving a presidential pardon. Mr. Meadows did seek that pardon. Yes, ma'am, she responded to Cheney's question. Hutchinson previously told the committee that Republican Reps. Matt Gaetz of Florida, Mo Brooks of Alabama, Louis Gohmert of Texas, Andy Biggs of Arizona and Scott Perry of Pennsylvania asked for presidential pardons for their part in voting to overturn the election results in particular states on January 6. That revelation came in last week's public hearing. She also said she heard that Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia had contacted the White House counsel's office seeking a pardon.
According to the Oath Keeper's lawyer, their legal defense is to tell the jurors that the far-right extremists believed Donald Trump would invoke the Insurrection Act as they gathered at the Capitol 100 strong in their camo-colored tactical gear as seen in this photo, and Trump was going to turn them into his own, ultra-loyal federal militia. In a nutshell, if they become Trump's militia, then you can't touch them. That was what they thought they were going to do. Just so you know, this extremist group is made up of former and current military personnel from all different aspects of the U.S. military. That's who they continue to recruit as members. The Oath Keepers leader, Elmer Stewart, said this, quote, do not concede, and don't wait until January 20, 2021, Inauguration Day, strike now, end quote.
Hutchinson also offered testimony that detailed what was happening at the White House as rioters were storming the Capitol, including the reactions of top figures regarding chance for Vice President Mike Pence to be hanged. The ex-aide told the committee that she heard Trump, Meadows and the White House counsel talking about the "hang Mike Pence" chants that were being heard outside the Capitol. I remember Pat saying something to the effect of, "Mark, we need to do something more. They're literally calling for the vice president to be being hung," Hutchinson said in a video of previous testimony, referring to then White House counsel Pat Cipollone. She continued, recalling what Meadows had said of Trump's reaction to the chants. Mark had responded something to the effect of, "You heard him, Pat. He thinks Mike deserves it. He doesn't think they're doing anything wrong." To which Pat said something, "This is being crazy. We need to be doing something more," Hutchinson testified.
The United States Supreme Court has become a right-wing extremist court. They are doing all what the GOP wanted them to do, like taking away the abortion rights, expanding guns rights, curtailing voting rights, and expanding religious rights. Folks, the court is not done yet. Next could be taking away marriage rights, contraceptives, LGBTQ rights and much more. The court has moved too far to the right. That is why they are pushing their own ideologies on the American people.
Donald Trump knew the mob was armed to the teeth, but still he wanted to lead them to the Capitol. He tried to stop Mike Pence on January 6 from performing his official duty of certifying Joe Biden's win in Congress. The famous call he made to Georgia's Secretary of State asking for 11,780 votes, and the big lie telling the Department of Justice to say, quote, "Just say the election was stolen and leave the rest with me and my Republican lawmakers," and the speech he gave enraging and inciting the armed mob, and the Crow telling them he was going to march with them to the Capitol, are all good examples of Donald Trump criminal intent. If you like this video, hit the like button and please consider subscribing to this channel, and thanks for watching.